Alright, it's turn 8. Let's see how our little posturing has turned out. Okay, so that was the Throne of Flames, and it's been claimed by Xibalba. So that's a little unfortunate, but we'll see. We've hit enchantment level 1. And we have a Cryptes. So the Crypteon has ended. An exceptional Cryptes was elected and rewarded for his deeds. So Periphas the Cryptes has joined. We lost income, and we caught a witch. So that actually helps us because our misfortune was already +3, and this gives us extra magic. Although, didn't we already have... What province was that? Nashan? Where's Nashan? Yeah, so it gives us extra magic. Battle in Belfields. Let's view this little battle. So this is Punchmaster pushing north, posturing against Team Xibalba. And he is regenerating a stupid quantity of hit points per turn with his 20% regen. And as a consequence, he cannot be stopped. He is invincible. He only has 3 research points, but he is crazy, crazy powerful. And he just punches everyone to death. Also, with his paths, he can cast Strength of Gaia eventually in Titan's Steps, which will, of course, give him more regeneration. In Titan's Steps, we have our line of hoplites, our Gigantes advancing boldly with their golden armor. They advance boldly into the middle of the enemy, and they don't die. In fact, they have not yet taken damage. And a big part of that is, I believe, repelling. Yeah, see, repelled. No attacks, even. Weren't attacked. He was hit there, but just took no damage. Because, of course, he has very high protection. Now, why was that 33 plus 9? Oh, because he got hit because he had the shield in the way. Hit in the body. Only 16? What? The Gleaming Halberg is... Oh, yeah, because Pierce reduces it. Yeah. So, still. They've got a lot of protection. And in Saren Forest, Arco attacked Independence and won, beat up the Wolf Tribe. And so we are doing just fine. So, basically what we've done here is we've pushed a wedge between Xibalba and Baratos. So we've got Marion Jones the Hun Balam. I believe that's neutral Dominion. Right there. So, we're going to put some province defense here. We're going to recruit I don't need to recruit a commander there, actually. Punchmaster is going to go down there to close the circle. If Marion Jones bounces with me, I think he will regret it. I strongly suspect he will regret it. So I'm casting Stone Skin. And then going into attack. And I have multiple attacks plus regeneration, and outside his dominion he doesn't. Because my regeneration is native, so I get 10% regen even outside my dominion. So I've got my Cryptes, Periphas. I'm building my city palisades here. Shedios is going to build a lab, and then we will immediately begin recruiting Onyx sorceresses for that Earth-Death crosspath and for research purposes. Stanibor is going to come down here and take over from Demukos, which will allow Demukos to move around. Recruitment-wise, we have 67 gold. I'm actually... strongly tempted to go down to recruiting Gerontes for a little bit here. Okay, that is Baratos. Baratos is Mercenary Barbarians. So Baratos is actually hitting pretty good expansion. If they started up there, then they have really good expansion, because they've already got, like... They might have done the same thing we did, but they're looking pretty large and in charge. Now, I don't think Baratos usually has expansion that good. I think it more likely they're, like, here or here, considering. Anyway, it's an interesting question. So yeah, we had that battle in Saren Forest. It doesn't look like we had any more expansion battles. And it also doesn't look like Arco recruited any units. They all moved out. Okay. If Marion Jones goes here, that'll be fine. If he goes there, we'll bump, and that'll be fine, because I will, I believe, kill him. If he goes there isn't anywhere else he can go without attacking me. So he's either going here or here. And either is okay by me, to be fully honest. I, however, need to get back to recruiting units. So, yeah, let's go down from E4 to Giranti, so that we can get our 3 Gigante Hoplites, 2 Helit Peltasts for this turn. Periphas. I have gems. You have a dagger. I could forge you. I could forge him armor and gear. We'll give him encumbrance. I can give him pretty good equipment, frankly. But I would end up giving him quite a bit of encumbrance, actually, because the severe cold is really hurting him that way. He'd end up with like 10 encumbrance per turn or something, which is a little bit insupportable, despite his good stats. Well, I mean, encumbrance doesn't matter so much when it comes to assassinating, because there's only one guy, and you just pretty much charge through and murder them. That is a thought. I'm going to forge him at least a black steel plate. Problem is my research isn't very good. I wouldn't be able to hit it in one turn anyway, though, because 12, that still only gives me 60, and I would need 66. So, in order to get it in 2 turns, I'm forging a black steel plate, and I will forge a... I want a black steel helmet as well. That doesn't give me any encumbrance whatsoever, and it gives a lot of head protection. So we'll do that. And then next turn, we should be able to forge 1 item while also hitting enchantment level 2 for personal regeneration, which will be great. This army, Gurion, is going to push on. We'll put 1 point of province defense there, because all our money is being spent recruiting units. We've already put 6 up here. So we'll push out here. We'll get out to these provinces to solidify our border with Hinom Nom Nom. And we'll also probably take Copper Canyons just to make sure that we have a smooth, you know, continuous border line. And Demukos only has 7 units. So we go out that way. Next turn, we move south with 3 hoplites. Stanabor can bring those guys back. And we can attack this army with this province with 10 Gigante hoplites, which might work out. Or we can take Gurion down here, hit that province, and then attack with 19 Gigante hoplites, which would pretty much guarantee we win, but would delay our expansion in this direction. Yeah, let's do that. To be honest, Ulm looks busy. Pinky, the Normer over here, is dealing with this Mictlan situation down to the south. So I may just be able to go down here, take out these ghouls and Soulless, and then continue on my merry way. We'll see. We'll see what transpires. I would like more defense over here as well, so actually, tell you what. I'm going to cancel those guys who are not terribly high value. Kick the defense up here to 6, because province defense... Obviously, I'm building a Palisades, but until then, this province defense is actually pretty good. Onyx Amazons are solid units with reasonably good protection. And Nightmares, they're expensive, but if you get them for free in province defense, they're pretty cool. They're too expensive to be valuable given that their encumbrance is so high they just fall unconscious very, very quickly. But they do have a fear aura, so you can get a lot of fear out of them, which is useful. But we'll build the lab, we'll start recruiting the Magi. We'll get another guy. We have this guy waiting. Probably build a fort here. And we'll see what we can do. So that, I think, is going to be turn 8. And that will be the plan. Yep, sounds good. Thanks for watching. See you in turn 9. Alright, so a little update before I finish turn 8. I've actually been talking with my teammates, and we have formulated a slightly different plan. So, down here, I'm forging basic black steel gear for my Cryptes. I don't remember if I talked about that before, but I'm going to gear him out just a little bit and send him north. Instead of going to 210 to close the circle, Punchmaster is going to 230. And this is slightly treacherous, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bump Marion Jones. Because if I bump him, especially in my own Dominion, I will waste him. Marion Jones gets 3 attacks. He has protection 23, counting his bless. But in this province, he won't be blessed. Now, this province is Long Dead Horseman. He might be able to take it. He could probably take it even without his bless, with the Jaguars he gets and all. But he certainly cannot take on the Punchmaster. So this is an attempt to bump Marion Jones. Now, there is a way for him to avoid that. There's actually 2. He could move back here, giving up on expanding further. Or he could go stealthy and he could sneak through this province. Or he could attack down here. I think that would also be a foolish decision because this province is also out of his dominion. He could probably still take it, but he might take injuries. And if I recall correctly, he's already gotten an affliction from this fight. So I doubt he wants that to happen. So I think my odds of bumping him here are okay. Probably, I mean, it's a coin flip. He might attack here, he might not. Basically what I'm banking on is the fact that Xibalba has almost no territory. He's got like 8 provinces or so. You know, I think he starts here, and then like maybe 10 at maximum. He pretty much had to fight Arcocephale here, which we should have appreciated a little bit more. But as a result of that, Xibalba is basically worthless. Like, his troops are garbage. The blessing they've taken is not good for his bats, and he has almost no territory and so almost no resources. Like, I have more resources right now than he has available, period. Because I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 provinces, and he can't even get 10 provinces without Baratos giving them to him. Especially if we shove him out of these provinces and corral him behind his mountains. Xibalba is not a good nation at fighting rushes at the best of times, and especially not when they've taken a bless that does not help Sun Guides. Baratos also is not a good early game nation. He's got some Colossi warriors, which are giants, and benefit from his regeneration bless to make them tougher, but they're not very killy, because... Where's Baratos? Baratos. Because they only have 1 attack. And it's a decent attack, but it's not a fantastic attack. So Colossi warriors with that regen bless will be regenerating 2 hit points a turn. They have good defense skill and pretty good prot, but it's not going to save them. Like Gigante warriors, Gigante hoplites kick hell out of Colossi warriors. Stat-wise, Gigantes are better, and equipment-wise, Gigantes are better. We can look at my Gigante hoplites down here. You can see better attack skill, very slightly lower defense, but significantly higher protection, more hit points, higher damage, and of course, magical gear all around. And I believe also higher morale? Slightly higher morale. So yeah, 50% again the protection, more hit points, 5 more points of strength, which translates directly to 5 more points of damage. Higher attack skill, 1 less point of defense skill, but yeah, Colossi warriors will get stomped on by my Gigante hoplites. The regen I don't think will save them. The extra nat prot will help because it'll boost their total protection up to 18, which means they'll take less damage, and so the regen will help them more because they'll be taking less damage per hit. But they, on average, will not be hurting my Gigante hoplites once the hoplites come up north. So, that's that. These hoplites, I could start moving them north directly, but I just need to take more provinces. That, I just noticed, is Forest Trolls. Forest Trolls also don't fare great against Gigante hoplites, so this should be fine. Slightly worrying, but it should be fine. I'm leaving this province for now because I'm not too worried about it. It's really nice that I got that haunted village. It's getting me a little bit of death income early. We're building the fort and lab down here. I'm recruiting a commander here to actually start another fort, so I'm down to only 2 Gigante hoplites this turn. Niflheim, who has a lot of money, he says he has 3 forts in progress, which I don't even know where he might have them. He's got a fort. He's got a fort there, and then I presume he's starting a fort here this turn. So, yeah, he is, and he's got a lot of farms. He's got over 300 income just from those 3 provinces. And then, of course, he's got 400 from his capital, and he's got another 92 there, and 40 and 29. He's rolling in dough. He's got a lot of income, and he's starting a lot of forts. So, with his extra money, he is actually sending me some gold so that I can maintain production while I'm also starting a second fort in Kimri. The plan up here is that Punchmaster is basically invincible to what Xibalba can do. Even in their dominion, he's going to be very, very hard to kill. Because he has his native 10% regen, and once he casts personal regeneration, which I will get in 2 turns from enchantment level 2, at that point he'll have 20% regen, and with his Berserker and his Stone Skin, he has protection 28 when he goes Berserk, and his attack is coming in at 21 attack and doing 35 damage per punch. So he's not easily stoppable by anything that this team has to offer at the moment. I don't know what Baratos' Pretender is. It's interesting that I haven't seen it. It has to be Dominion 2 or lower. So we'll see what that is. I'm wondering if Nasajin didn't go full meme and take a rainbow or something. But in any case, Marion Jones, honestly, once I hit personal regen, even in his Dominion, I think Punchmaster could probably take on Marion Jones, just because he does so much more damage. When he goes Berserk, he has 4 attacks compared to 3. His attacks will hit much, much more often, and they will do somewhat more damage than Marion Jones' attacks. So, and in my Dominion, it's no contest. In my Dominion, I would just crush him like a bug, because he wouldn't have his hard skin or his regeneration bless. So that's not a problem. And with the Dominion conflict bonus, you can see I'm spreading my Dominion very effectively. I'm pushing back their Dominion. If we look at the stats real quick, Victor Conti has 2 titles, which often means low Dominion. It doesn't guarantee it, but like compared to me, because I am here, Punchmaster General, I have 4 titles with Dominion 6. Now, for Dominion 6, the minimum number of titles you have is 3, I believe, so you're always guaranteed to have 3 or more. I think this makes me think he has Dominion, like, 4 or 5. Which is always a dangerous gamble. Although his scales don't look that good, because he's got Misfortune, he does have Growth, Sloth, and Heat. Now, who was his Pretender? The Pretender was Xibalba. Okay, so Xibalba prefers Heat +1, so if he went Heat +3, that would only have given him 2 points. 2 scales. Wait a second. No, what am I saying? I'm stupid. Saromacia was the Pretender God, so going Heat 3 would have given him 120 points. And then... Yeah, and he can't have gone dormant because Regeneration and Hard Skin are both Incarnate Blesses. So, interesting. He might have gone really hard on Magic Paths for his Pretender God, because I'm not seeing great scales here. Like, I don't know what his magic scales are, I guess. He does have Growth 3. He's got Order. He went Growth 3, probably Order 3. Okay, well that kind of explains it, because Order costs, Order 3 would cost another 120 points. Okay, that might be it. That might be what's happening. But In any case, like I said, I think he only has 4 or 5 Dominion, especially because, look, he only has 1 candle here. And I think that's Xibalba's capital. Like, Xibalba's capital is somewhere up here. So, this, only having 1 candle when it's next to the capital. I mean, to be fair, I only have 1 candle in some of the provinces next to my capital, but I already have 2 candles in a couple of them. And you can see my scales are spreading very, very rapidly. So, I think I can push his Dominion back, is what I'm saying, because with my Dominion being 6, it's effectively 7 when it comes to the Dominion conflict bonus. So it counts as 7 for the purpose of pushing somebody else's Dominion back and destroying their candles. And with Dominion Strength 6, my chance of successful Dom spread is 80%, and of course my god is acting as better than 3 temples because he gets an automatic success, and he gets the 2 checks. So I think Punchmaster being up in this area is going to push their Dom back pretty aggressively. Like you can see, this is actually neutral Dom, this is my Dominion. That's my Dominion there. I've got my Dominion up here. If I move up here, I should be able to cancel out his Dominion nearby pretty rapidly, because my god will win against his god in a Dominion pushing contest. So that being so, Punchmaster is going to lurk up around here. We're going to make kind of this attempt to kill Marion Jones, and then take this province and probably that province. Arco is going to kind of shift his forces over to face Xibalba. And the Earth Serpent, AI level Doomstacks, is going to waddle up this way to come and meet us. And at that point, I think we'll pretty much have Xibalba on the ropes. Unless Baratos pulls something really impressive out of his hat, I don't see him being able to stop this. We will probably want Arco to be building temples. I really wonder why Arco has no Dominion on their capital. Poor Arco. Arco is struggling. Arco's having trouble. I'm so sorry. I can't see my Disciples' temples, unfortunately, but yeah, he must have had an event that killed Dominion here, which is sad. But he'll get it back. And what I'll probably want is we'll want Arco's Melissas, his priestesses, to be coming over here and building forts and such. So you can see the, where are they? The Melissas here, 200 gold, priest level 1, nature 1, and then air or nature. Plus they are healer 3, so they're great. Great units to have around with my Pretender God in case the Pretender God gets wounded. So if he can get a Melissa or 2 and build a couple of temples up here, we should definitely be able to shove Xibalba's domain back basically to his capital. And obviously Punchmaster won't want to go into the capital because he doesn't want to go into high enemy candles, since they will hurt his hit points significantly. It's a 10% change per candle, so if he's in 3 enemy candles, he'll be down below 100 hit points. But he can definitely rampage around out here, spreading our Dominion and beating up anybody that gets too close to him because he is an extremely good expander. So that's the plan. We're starting this fort and lab down here. Stanibor will take it over. Demukos will go fight. He might take the Jade Amazons immediately, or might shift up and then go take this province, which he can take definitely with his 7 units here. I think they'll be able to wipe that out no problem. It's just heavy infantry and slingers. And we'll have a good old time. So, that's the end of turn 8. I'll see you in turn 9. Turn 9, so let's see how the ambush turned out. Cross your fingers. So I got 400 gold from Niflheim, we had discussed that. This here is my beaten stick, the Ahura of Waters. Oh, that's one of the gods. Okay. And Jason Giambi has claimed the Throne of Ice. Lots of people claiming thrones around here. That's actually... wow. So he's a Hound of Hades. Battle in Halbathria. Let's see how that went. So we're attacking the Independents. Oh, this went well. Because, okay, so here, let's do a comparison, alright? So, Trolls. 26 hit points, 11 protection. They do regenerate 10%, so they regenerate 3 hit points a turn. Strength 19, attack 10, so they have a total attack 10, and they do 30 damage. Gigante Hoplites, hit points 30, protection 21. Defense 14, attack 13, so they attack at 14. They do slightly less damage, but it's magical. They do have less strength. Well, actually, they have more strength, but their weapon isn't two-handed. So it does less damage, and it has slightly less damage overall. But if we watch this, Gigante Hoplites kick the shit out of Trolls. Pardon my French. And this poor little troll shaman is about to get stabbed to death. Oh, nope, he ran. He got away. Oh, he made it. Oh, he made it. Look at that. Look at that troll shaman run. In Godwoods, Arco won, but only by a little bit. In Melma, we bounced a guy off of this province. This must be a throne, I think. It's got 3 freaking enchantresses in it. And an Etten. Wow. This sure looks like a throne to me. So that is an Etten. And then we've got lots of nature magic. Lots and lots of nature magic. I wonder why that enchantress gets to be special. And a ton of vine ogres. Okay, so that's a pretty tough little fight there. It's the nature magic that's worrying, and to be honest, the AI isn't great with nature magic, so it might not be a problem, but it would just it would be very random. So that was Melma. In Glanis, won against Independence. In Mud, in Saboria, Earth Serpent won against an Azure Mage. Okay, great. Oh, look at that. Okay. So it looks like we did collide. So first of all, he attacked into Mudwood, and he attacked with his Hunbalam, with his Limp, and a Halpa, the Demon of Pus, who is a Plague Carrier. Oh, now I'm freaking worried. Now I am worried, and the diseased soulless have the touch of leprosy. I'm worried that I got diseased. I'm not worried that I won. I know for a fact that I won. I'm worried that I got diseased. Okay, the Jaguars got murdered by the Long Dead Horseman. He doesn't have his Bless. So the Long Dead Horsemen are hurting him quite a bit, actually. But the Pus Demon casting Final Rest got him through. But he took a decent little beating. And then there was our battle in Mudwoods. So, here we have the Punchmaster General. 20% regen, fear, berserker, all that good stuff. Down here, we've got Ahalpa, the Demon of Pus. And we've got Marion Jones, who is still even injured. So, Marion Jones and Punchmaster General are both casting Stone Skin. That pushes him up to Protection 19. And Ahalpa casts Divine Blessing, which doesn't work on Marion Jones because he's out of Dominion, but it does work on the Jaguars. So the Jaguars do have Natural Prot +5 and Regen. Marion Jones, however, does not. Marion Jones is going to quicken himself. Ooh, that's a good call, because that gives him double attacks and higher attack values. But it's not going to be enough. These Jaguars are not actually triggering me. That might actually really backfire, because it's not triggering my Berserk. Okay, there, my Berserk just triggered. So I have 106 hit points, but I'm regenerating at 20%. And now I have attack 22 and 35 damage per hit. And Marion Jones' defense skill is still 9. Because Punchmaster just punched one of his eyes out. Okay. And yep, there he goes. So Punchmaster General has officially punched him to death. And the Soulless come in. I am Affliction resistant, so I punch them as well. And the Pus Demon routs. Oh yeah. And in Monarch Woods, Niflheim won. In Makone, I lost some money because, of course, I don't have little enough money yet. Okay, so the Demon of Pus got away, but we won. I'm going to start the fort back here. We're going to start building that city palisades. We are going to... So Demukos is going to take these guys, and they're going to be on fire and keep distance. Closest enemy up there. Amazons and Jade Maidens. So they have a charge attack. I only have 5 Gigante Hoplites. Oirpatas and Sarmatian Amazons over there. And they are going to have that bless. It's not a great troop bless, but it is something of a bless. I have 195 gold, so we're going to go up to recruiting 4 per turn here. Periphas is going to get his armor. And then we're also going to... You can research, and you can forge a... well, we want actually... The increase encumbrance again is the thing. Yeah, I'll just get him a black steel sword. You don't have any... Yeah, there's no double-handed trinkets to forge. So yeah, forge him a black steel sword to replace his dagger, and that will be alright. Actually, no. Do forge him a... So the black steel kite shield has more protection, but less parry. So do the tower shield. Great. That'll be fine. So we're building the palisades. We are recruiting the maximum number of dudes we can recruit. And we're also going to start recruiting Onyx Sorceresses. So, the Onyx Sorceress, of course, is Death Earth Crosspath, 10% chance of another level of death, and only 105 gold for 9 research points, which is an excellent, excellent deal compared to my native mages. Shedios is going to search for sites right now. So, we want to put some province defense in here. It's garbage province defense, but it is province defense. Arco is still expanding west, which isn't really what we actually want because, but Neefel is coming to join me, so he'll be here in like 3 or 4 turns. So right now it's Punchmaster alone against the hordes. Less than ideal, but definitely workable. And I don't have personal regeneration yet. I should have it next turn. Yes, I'll have it next turn. And then enchantment level 3 gives me Strength of Giants. That's right. Okay, so great. So Punchmaster. Dry Fields is the wasteland. Well, Punchmaster is actually going to take that province. I may lose some outlying provinces here to Sauromatia. We'll see, but Geryon is going to move north, I think. Because I'm going to need his army up north. This army should be able to defeat this army. And in fact, any single army that I see. I don't think they have anything that can stop, 9 Gigante hoplites at the moment. The Oyorpatas might come close, but I don't think they can do it either. And I'll be pumping out 4 more per turn for as long as I possibly can. Temucos, I'm really tempted to try and do this, but I don't think I can make it. You need to continue the fort construction. So Temucos is going to skip up here. Then probably hit Yieldmire or Villaveros. Where was Hinnom? There, that's Hinnom. Right next to a throne. So in terms of thrones, they've got the Throne of Ice, and they've got the Throne of Flames. Which is no bueno. That must be the Throne of Ice then, or it might be that. I doubt it's that. It must be that. And of course that is the Throne of Flames. And Ahalpa is spawning more and more diseased soulless. I need to get on the horn to Arco and tell him to get his troops over here. Because they are freaking needed. Did he get hit by a barbarian invasion? I can't see that province. I can see that province, I can see that province. Yeah, since he doesn't own it, I can't see it anymore. I can't see the events. But we'll take Tapanete here. And then we'll probably take Farseer Mountains and then Faircliff. But although I may need to keep Punchmaster centrally located in order to ward off raids. 6 province defense helps because 6 province defense can legitimately beat a lot of Shibalban raiding. It can't beat 10 Colossi and it can't beat 20 Oyorpata. Punchmaster can, but let's just take that and then we'll see where we're at. Ha! Rhymes. Periphas can patrol for now. Beyond that, nothing I really need. We'll hit enchantment, we'll hit conjuration, then I'll kind of have to stop and reassess, because on the one hand, I would like to then go down construction to get Legions of Steel, which is a great spell for Gigantes. I could also just go down Evocation, because at level 3 I get Fireball, and I also get Magma Bolt. So all of my E4s can then cast a spell. It's not, like, the best of spells, but they are spells that can be used in combat. And Fireball, honestly, if you hit with it, Fireball does pretty good damage. The problem is just hitting with it, because my E4s have precision 10, and the spell itself is only precision +1, so it's very, very inaccurate. But we'll see how that goes when we get to that point. Overall, I'm satisfied with how we're doing. We did lose our Disciple up here, but we also took away Xibalba's Disciple, so Xibalba is now in officially a world of hurt. I think Punchmaster could probably kill them alone at this point. Albeit the out-of-dom penalties for... yeah, the being out of Dominion penalties would hurt him somewhat, but I think he could probably do it. We'll talk about it. I'll make a decision. I'll make a call. I'll let you know where he moved next time. But for right now, these are my army moves. I'm starting this fort. This fort will be done in 3 turns, so it'll be done on turn 12, and this fort will be done 2 turns after that, and I'll immediately start recruiting out of it as well. So my goal is to get up to recruiting pretty much the max of Gigante units. Yeah, that eats all my gold, so I'm gold capped at the moment. That's fine. As soon as I'm not gold capped on them, I'll try to be pumping out both Hoplites and Ectrodromos, because Ectrodromos they're less tough, but they're still, like I said, they're still perfectly usable. So hopefully that will go well. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you all in turn 10. I'm a little bit concerned about Omoria and Tianchi, but they seem content to pretty much stay where they are, and that is Mictlan. Mickey Mictlan, with cold, no less. And recruiting warriors and eagle warriors, no jaguars. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, well, like I said, I'll see you next time. Alright, Warriors of Faith turn 10. So we got 200 more gold from Niflheim. Niflheim is Niflheim's making so much bank that he's pretty much bankrolling the whole team at this point. I'm making decent money for this part of the game. Niflheim is making loads of money. Have you seen that video? Loads of money? Yeah, he's loads of money right now. Whop it out, as they say. Arco, since he's kind of up in all these woods, he's making decent money, but he's not making like lots of money, especially because, of course, of this nice little bump right there. So we've hit enchantment level 2, which means we have got personal regeneration for Punchmaster. So now in Dominion, he regenerates 30%, and outside Dominion, he still regenerates at 20%, which means he's still very, 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 very hard to kill. We searched the bulwark, didn't find anything. That's okay. We're just researching for now. We have our lab built, and we are recruiting Onyx Sorceresses, and the first one should come out next turn. Building our city palisade. In Ozandius, we took the province without too much trouble. It was just random, some heavy cavalry, but it's bronze heavy cavalry who aren't very good, and bronze heavy infantry. We're dropping Earth Meld, which drops defense skill very, very low. Doesn't hurt our guys nearly so much. Excuse me. Doesn't hurt our guys nearly so much because they're large and strong, and strength is how you get out of Earth Meld, and because they have such high protection that even if they are hit because of low defense, it doesn't really matter all that much. In Tapanete, meanwhile, we sent in good old Punchmaster, who stone-skinned himself and went in and just punched everyone to death, and they ran away almost immediately, showing what I would call rare good sense. Worldwide events, we have the People's Deathmatch scheduled, so this is very interesting. So this is an arena deathmatch where spells are not allowed, and everybody gets a slave collar, so they can't cast spells and they can't run away. Also, Pretender Gods and Disciples are not allowed to compete, and if you send your Pretender, or break the rules, you get to keep the slave collar. It stays on you afterwards. At the end, since we're playing with the Better Arena mod, instead of one of the special arena items, which are kind of garbage, the winner will receive a random Construction 8 artifact, which is great. Down here, the Earth Serpent took a province, and these Nephil Giants took a province, and Arco took a province as well. So these guys are pushing north towards Xibalba. We're going to get our Giants in place, and we are going to attack. we're going to... We've made the decision at this point. We are going to go in against this team. Probably against Xibalba first, since Xibalba are by far the most vulnerable. I don't have any scouts still, which is very frustrating. And we're just gonna drive him back. This guy is hanging out, waiting to be able to start a fort. We're building a fort there. We're building that fort there. We are recruiting our maximum number of Gigante hoplites, thanks to that infusion of cash. And this army is going to hit this province. This army is going to hit this little province, then probably double back. Or he might actually just head back here and join some more hoplites to take out the Jade Amazons. That might be a good idea. So things are going pretty smoothly for us all told. We do have Tianchi over here. We've got Fomoria over here. A little bit worrisome. Mictlan definitely is going ham on Ulm, it looks like. Like, Ulm and Mictlan are having contretemps down here. I think Mictlan's also trying to expand north. And over on this side, we've not only got Hinnom, we've also found Kalem and Ermor. So, that's interesting because... So, it means this whole team is, in fact, in one place. But it's a fairly constrained space. I mean, given that Hinnom is... Where's Hinnom's capital again? Hinnom's there. Hinnom's pushed on them hard. And Mictlan is pushing on them hard. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, that's Kalem. That's Ermor. Ulm's over here somewhere. Like, in this little area. So Kalem has to be, like, here-ish? And then Ermor is down here-ish? Not a whole lot of space. For 3 nations, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11... It's maybe 30 provinces, but I don't think so. I think it's 20 some odd, which is not much, especially not compared to the enormous grip of land that we have claimed for ourselves. So overall, I'm pretty satisfied with that. That's the turn. Not a whole lot is happening. We're kind of slowly preparing for war. I'm okay with taking my time here because we have the military advantage, and I don't think it's going to go away anytime real soon. Considering that their bless is not meant to help troops much, even if they get their Orepadas blessed and tattoos activated and all of that, my Gigante hoplites will still kick the crap out of them. So, I'm just not worried. That may be my terminal optimism kicking in, but also, I think they're going to have trouble with Nephil Giants, because Nephil Giants with their cold auras are going to wreck the crap out of Zots. I mean, Xibalban, Zots are cold-blooded. Cold ruins them. And of course, we are pushing our Cold 3 domain into their territory as hard as we can, so we're making pretty decent progress there as well. So, I think this is going to end really well for us. And, with that said, I will see you all in turn 11. I cannot believe I almost forgot to say, because to be honest, this is kind of the most fun thing that's happening in this turn. I finished making gear for my Cryptes, so he's got a black steel sword, a black steel tower shield, a black steel helmet, and a black steel plate. All told, that gives him 20 protection, 20 defense skill, and a 14 attack skill. Attack that does 29 slashing magical damage. He's very tough, especially for this early in the game. He's not like a real thug, but he's tough, especially as an assassin. Now, I'm sending him to the deathmatch. And the reason I'm doing that is I think he has a pretty decent odds of winning. Looking at the nations in this game, most of these nations are not going to have units that can beat him without magic. Potentially, Fomoria could send a Fomorian king, which would have a decent shot, albeit the Fomorian king would have a good bit lower defense skill and protection, unless they forged in gear, and Fomoria has very unreliable earth access. Beyond that, they could send a Melkart, and a Melkart would probably kick the crap out of him, because stat-wise, almost as good defense, almost as good protection, higher attack skill strength and hit points, and 2 attacks. A Melkart would straight beat him in melee combat, so if they send a Melkart, that would be unfortunate, but beyond that, there's not a whole lot. There's not a whole lot that would beat a Gigante assassin in single combat with no spells allowed. So, I'm just sending him in. If I lose him, I'll be getting more anyway. And if he wins, I could get an artifact. So that'll be cool. Anyway, I just forgot to say that, so I needed to add it in. So I'll see you in turn 11.